Welcome once again to Channel 18, and our guest again this morning is Norm Clarke, Chief of the Fire Department. And Norm and I are going to talk mostly about fire safety in your home and in your car. And so, Norm, what's the best way to be safe?
Well, first of all, Paul, thank you for having me, and hello to everybody at home. We kind of concentrate on fire safety during the holidays, but it's something we need to think about year-round.
Yes.
But during the holidays, we tend to celebrate a little bit more. We have more decorations out. So certainly one of the main things that you want to make sure is that your smoke detectors and your carbon monoxide detectors, and I want to emphasize your carbon monoxide detectors are functioning. Very important. So in the event of a problem, that you're going to be protected, and that goes year-round. But certainly this time of year, let's give it some special attention. You know, the Christmas trees are up. You've got your decorations strung about inside and out, and that's real important.
I know that my monitor, my CO2 monitor, got frozen. Anyway, I just found out about it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we got a new one.
Well, you know, you see we try and advertise the best we can with daylight savings. Change your clock, change your batteries.
Right.
And also understand that your smoke detectors and your carbon monoxide detectors, they don't last forever. So really the code says every 10 years, but certainly if you're having problems with your detectors chirping and you don't know why, every 5 to 6, 7 years, it is an expense, but it's an expense that's worthwhile, and the price is coming down, is to replace all of them. That's the easiest way. People get, and I understand because I've been there myself, is at the 3 o'clock in the morning when that detector starts chirping. First of all, you got to find out which detector it is, and then when you find out, you just have no idea why it's chirping. So certainly it makes very, very good safety sense to stay on top of those detectors and keep them up to date. The rules have changed. Today, when you build a house or you renovate your house, you need smoke detectors in the bedrooms, which makes sense. That's where you get alerted. And certainly, I would strongly recommend your combination detectors, which is one unit that does both the carbon monoxide and smoke. Again, the price is coming down, and they save lives. It warns you to get out if there's a problem, and it also is early detection, and it makes our job easier. And we have had problems with especially carbon monoxide. We've had some serious issues with folks getting ill with carbon monoxide.
Wow.
So the detectors, and it's not just the big cities that have these issues. It's and very quickly, more firemen die in 1- and 2-family residential house fires than they do in any large high-rise buildings.
Is that right?
That's where the danger is, and that's where most people are injured and killed, is in 1- and 2-family homes.
Wow.
So it's right here, folks, and it's important to make sure that your detectors, and also with the holiday season being here, be real careful with your extension cords. I love to see that all of us like to go out at night and see who's got the most lights on their houses, but you want to make sure that you haven't got 15 cords plugged into one cord into one outlet. That'll create a problem. And also things that when you buy an extension cord, it will say indoor or outdoor or both. So if you're going to run lights outside, make sure that you're using the right cords. And again, with the holiday season, we do a lot of cooking. So be kitchen smart when it comes to, what are you cooking? Who's around? You get distracted. If the children are around, want to make sure that the pot handles are turned in. You want to make sure that you don't get distracted and let something go too long on the stove. And that we do see a pretty good increase with kitchen problems this time of year. So another area that I'd like to emphasize too is that this is a really, and myself included, love the fireplace. But be real careful. You should have your fireplace checked, your chimney checked once a year. And if you have a gas fireplace or a coal, you know, just make sure that someone comes, you know, once a year to just make sure all the pipes are good and that you don't have a lot of creosote in the chimney. And please, please, when you empty your ashes from your fireplaces, don't put them on the back porch. You know, make sure that they're in a metal can and you put them away from the house. Believe it or not, we you know, a few times a year we'll have fires as a result of people putting ashes on the back deck or in the basement or something. You may think that they're cold, but they're not. And the other thing and this goes year round, but again, this is the holiday season. All ages, please be very careful with your when you go out and you have something to drink. Be very careful. That is something that is on the increase, a problem with the drinking and driving.
It is increasing?
It's increasing.
Oh boy.
And it's no time of year is good for any of these accidents, but it adds a special, an unfortunate special layer of sadness this time of year when anybody is sick or hurt or loses their house due to fire. So, and it doesn't, you know, it's not just the kids, you know, it's all of us, every age group. Please be careful with your enjoyment. So yeah, just be careful. And the other thing that I simply want to say in regards to holiday safety is, you know, if you have a problem, dial 911. You know, if you think there's a problem, don't wait. Whether you think you smell something, or if you think there's a problem with your house, or you think that you might be injured or sick, call 911. That's why we're here. It's better to have someone come out and check a situation that might be nothing, or wait, and then something that could have been handled at a small level turn into something more significant.
Well, we want to avoid significant.
We want to avoid significant. We're here to help. Both the police and fire are here to help all of the folks, all of our citizens and our visitors, and we're ready to help you, but you got to let us know when there's a problem.
And you have to take care of yourself, too.
And you have to take care of yourself, absolutely.
And what about now automobiles? Are they a problem at this time of year?
Well, let's look at last night and early this morning. You know, the temperatures now are going below freezing. On the Cape, we don't get a lot of snow, but I'll tell you what we do get is a lot of black ice. And you got to be very careful. Yesterday, the temperatures quickly, it was rain, and wet snow to snow, and the roads were very wet. And then the temperatures dropped very quickly. So you might have had just an inch of snow on the ground, but the roads were very, very slippery. So I would ask everyone to please be careful when you go out. First of all, even walking to your cars. With the road, you might not think there's ice. You don't see any snow, but things can be very slippery. So slow it down a little bit and take a little extra care during the cold weather, because the temperatures can fluctuate so quickly and conditions can change so quickly.
Well, that's true. I know when I went out this morning, it seemed like there was snow, but the snow was slippery.
It was slippery, sure.
Sure.
And today, you know, a lot of the cars today are your utilities or your SUVs. Yes. They really go well forward. They can go right along in the snow and the ice, but let me tell you, they don't stop any better than any car that was ever made. Just because you have four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive means nothing when it comes to braking or trying to stop or control yourself on the snow or the ice. So don't think just because you have that nice new SUV that you're going to be able to avoid the slippery roads, because you're not. You're going to skid just like everybody else.
That is information that I was not aware of. I thought that when you had all this all-wheel drive that you had some protection, but you don't.
Well, sometimes it just allows you to get going quicker, faster on roads that you shouldn't be going quicker and faster on.
True.
So just, you know, I'd ask that everybody use caution on that.
Well, okay. So we have how to take care of the house and be careful when we drive. And I guess that's our safety issues that we wanted to cover today.
And just one other thing real quick is with today you see a lot of the houses with they don't use the chimneys as much as they used to. They use you'll see a white pipe coming out the side of a house. It's with power vent furnaces and power vent fireplaces.
Never saw those.
and it is a more economical, more efficient way to upgrade your heating systems in your gas fireplaces. But in the event that we have a lot of snow, you want to make sure that those vents don't get plugged with snow.
Yeah.
Because that will create a carbon monoxide situation in your house, and we certainly don't want that.
No. Well, it's been very great having you today.
Well, thank you.
And we'd like to have you back to tell us a little bit more about the fire department and how you did last year.
Well, we have, there's a lot going on. You know, we've got some operational changes, and if you have me back, we'll talk more on that.
Well, that sounds like a good idea.
Very good.
We'll make a date.
Thank you, and happy holidays, and Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful having you.